This last NFL talk I want to talk about this one just pretty simple cutthroat here. New England Patriots releasing Stefon Diggs helped them get to the Super Bowl where they did not play well at all. But he helped them get there. I would say he on paper he was the wide receiver one there, but if you really were watching a lot of New England Patriots game, I would say Booty was the number one receiver there, or even sometimes Hunter Henry, in my opinion. But Stephon Diggs getting released. Where do you think this comes from? Why is it that Patriots are releasing him?
Well, I mean, he's got all his allegations going on. You know, he's, he's choking girl, whatever. Who knows what's going to happen with that. Diggs also, I've never been a big Diggs person, not because of his talent, but he is kind of a troublemaker in the locker room. He had issues with Josh Allen or complaints about Josh Allen. I'm not saying personally, but he always had to run his mouth about how Josh Allen getting the ball and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you're playing with Josh Allen. There's only maybe zero, but maybe only one or two other quarterbacks in the league that people would agree on that you should have ahead of Josh Allen. And that's not even the natural. Like to have Josh Allen is probably better because he's going to keep slinging the ball to you, and getting you open or do whatever he has to do. But he always had something to say. They showed sign even when he was on New England, I think week 2 or something like that. Somebody else, he was open. If there was somebody else, the guy ended up breaks the tackle, runs for 70-yard touchdown. He was complaining that he didn't get the ball during the play. Like I know he rubs people the wrong way. And then there's the off-field stuff. So I can understand why a team like New England, who has always kind of been culture over everything, is just ready to move on. If that's a problem, I'm not saying it is. He kind of exited with good light, said family forever, all that kind of stuff. So maybe not. Maybe it's nothing to do with that. Maybe it is, the unsureness of all the charges he's dealing with right now. But I don't think this is a huge deal. I do think they need to replace that though. I don't think they can just roll into the season with what they have because, like you said, in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, yes, they look terrible. But in the playoffs, that offense just looked progressively worse. I don't think they came into it, young guy, rookie quarterback, and I love Drake May. I still think he's the guy. But he looked like a duck out there in a lot of those games. And if Denver had who they had, Knicks and all that, they would have been out in that run. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? So I see it. I get it. I'm already hearing that he could sign with the Giants or something like that. But the Giants are like, no offense to Miami Heat of football, where they're involved in every single trade and every signing. So we'll see what happens, especially with the off-field stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that part of the reason he's getting let go is definitely because of the allegations. I'm gonna say it. You're not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it for sure. That's one of the reasons for sure. Second thing, I truly agree with you that in the locker room he is a diva, 100%. He's been a diva since he's been in Buffalo, since the Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo. Then the other few teams that he went on, I forgot the other team that he went on before the Patriots, or it was just the Patriots. I don't remember his whole route tree.
Oh, yeah.
But the guy has definitely been a drama queen in the locker room, and I don't think he's ever going to stop being. And I think that's why teams let him go.
Oh, Houston.
There we go. Houston. I think that's why teams let him go because they don't want to be dealing with that for sure. And I don't even think he's a true wide receiver one, right? So in this instance, I think that the Patriots are looking for a true wide receiver one. And then for the third reason on why they're letting him go is because of the fact that they're trying to get A.J. Brown. A lot of rumors have been linked to the fact that Vrabel wants his true wide receiver one from Tennessee Titans back on his realm in the New England Patriots. And honestly, I would love to see it as well because one, it's F the birds, and two, that would be great for Drake May right there. A true wide receiver one that he could throw the ball to at least like 8 to 10 targets a game. And that's another thing that A.J. Brown wants. He's definitely been complaining about that with the Philadelphia Eagles, that he doesn't get the ball as much. I don't think he's much of a diva as Stefon Diggs, but I think that when he wants to be heard, he will say what he needs to say and get it off his chest for sure. Because there was a while there that he didn't say anything about how the fact that Jalen Hurts is not looking for him. And then it got to a point he's like, yo, y'all need to throw the ball to me. And then when they started throwing the ball to him, he started going off. But then again, they started to throw the ball to him less. So I think within New England Patriots, that's not going to happen. I think he will fit very well there. Obviously, Vrabel was one of his old head coaches, and I think he's going to be able to get 8 to 10 targets a game. But this is all rumor. We don't know what's going to happen with AJ Brown. But I truly believe that the reason why Stefon Diggs got released from the New England Patriots, the number one reason is because they're trying to go for AJ Brown. But in that sense, where do you think Stefon Diggs lands next?
I'm gonna say he's gonna get one of those random Baltimore Ravens contracts.
Okay.
You know, they Ravens Steelers, they like to do that kind of thing. I heard also, maybe he can go to Tennessee because they're just willing to sign whoever they have to, just as a little patchwork thing for now. Dayball there, he did well when he was with Dayball in Buffalo as coordinator. So that was actually, I think, his best season. So I can see that. If you're a kind of player like Diggs that wants to just be the person and not truly concerned, he just went to the Super Bowl. He didn't win it. He went there. He's probably just ready to make whatever money he can and be, like you said, diva mode, be the star, be the face of whatever he can be, get all the targets he can, rather than sacrifice and try to make a playoff run and be on a better team. He just experienced that. He's probably ready to go back to being his natural self and being the guy with all the targets. So I could see him with Cam Ward there and Dayball, but I just can never really put it past the Ravens and the Steelers sign guys like this all the time. So I guess I'll go with Baltimore. And I like the AJ Brown thing too as well. To New England, there's a lot of social media buzz on that in terms of who he follows and stuff like that, and his comments on podcasts.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you bring that up because it's so wild to me how people are really looking at that stuff each and every day to see when a player unfollows a team or when a team unfollows a player. Like,
yeah.
Like,
how do you even know to look for that?
Because they look at it every day. They look at it every day. Yeah, like they go to their page and they're like, all right, are they still following the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me go check every day.
So weird. And then you got to search every single team to see who they're following. Like,
so weird. So weird.
Yeah.
But for me, I think Stefon Diggs will land on a team that needs a wide receiver too. I wouldn't say a contending team because I think a contending team can see the outside in when it comes to the locker room and the drama queen aspect. But maybe a team that needs a wide receiver too that will pay him less money than what he wants. He's not gonna get the money that he wants. That's for sure. I would say the Miami Dolphins, Las Vegas Raiders, Atlanta Falcons, or the Washington Commanders. I think one of those teams would be a good fit for him when it comes to being a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. He's not going to be on any of those a contending team, in my opinion. And yeah, he'll get maybe about 4 to 6 targets a game with any of those quarterbacks. And while the Miami Dolphins right now, they're rumored to try to get Mac Jones out of San Francisco, I think it would be a good connection there between them two. But I don't really think he's going to do much. He's just going to be a fill-in guy. And eventually, I would say 2-3 years, his name's going to really be diminishing from top 20, top 25 receivers in the league. Sucks to say, but the way that you carry yourself says a lot.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.